guys, two new songs for us to look at this week. Both of these songs are on the top end of difficulty of chord changes with the open chords that we've looked at. Between some of these chord changes there's not much rhyme or reason or logical pathways, I guess, to get us from one chord into the next. Having said that, we are going to look at some of the chord changes and some technique that you could apply to make them more achievable. Before we do that, I'm just going to quickly run through the bar chord progression, just in case any of you guys are feeling a bit more confident with the bar chords. So remember, so far we've looked at the E-type bar chord. The E-type takes its name off the root note on the 6th string. So that's an F note up here, so that would be an F chord. That's a G note, so that would be a G chord. That's an A note in the 5th fret now, so that's an A chord. 7th fret is a B note, so that's a B chord, and so on. So really key that you learn the root notes up and down the sixth string. Just looking at the verse, so we would have a G, which is in the 3rd fret. Slide that up to the 7th fret and remove your 4th finger, and you've got B7. Play that in the 8th fret, and you've got a C chord. And then back to the 5th fret, and you got an A chord. G, B7, 4th finger off, 1 fret up, 4th finger back on is a C, and then to the 5th fret, and that's an A. For the E chord, we'd probably just play that as an open for now. You can play that down on the 12th fret, but bearing in mind most of us are playing acoustics, that can be a bit of a difficult one to reach. Having said that, you really don't need to play it like that. You can play it with open chords and it'll sound just as good. So G, we all know G. Now going to B7, these two fingers here are going to go to the 5th and 4th string. So they just kind of lift one place back, and then that 3rd finger goes on the 3rd string in the 2nd fret. Incidentally, you can add the 4th finger on the 2nd fret on the 1st string, but I think for now we'll probably leave that one out. So yeah, we go G, B7, and then it's to C. So from B7 to C, not really much that we can do there other than just get the chord in place. So if you struggle with that chord change, then just spend a bit of time working on it. And then when we go from C to A, what I do is I drop this finger down onto the 3rd string in the 2nd fret, and then move this one, the 1st and the 3rd finger, and just have those sort of position themselves around it. So you've got C, A. Rhythm, we're just going to use this rhythm of 8ths. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 on the 2 and the 4 we're going to just play that a little bit heavier. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. There are other rhythms that we could apply to this, but I think that does work quite well. Depending on how we get on with the chord changes this week, we might experiment with some other rhythms next week. Going into the 2nd verse, well, it's a chorus really, where we've got, now I'm just going to sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. We have that E chord comes in as well, so I just want to clarify about that E chord. Occasionally when we've been saying E chord, we've been going to the E minor, probably because it's one of the first shapes that we learn, but this is E major, which looks like, just to make sure that you got a good view of it, it's that one there. Sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. At the middle 8, so this is where we've got the lyrics looks like nothing's going to change. We have G, and then to D, and then to C, and then back to G. And we repeat that 3 times. Now, from the G to D, really, I'm just cautious kind of pointing these things out because we don't want to overthink the pudding. If you're getting from a G to a D successfully, then don't spend too much time thinking about these kind of things. But if you are struggling a bit with some of these chord changes, what you would aim to do with a G to a D is lift that so that it's on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, so that was 3rd finger, and then these two place themselves behind it on the 3rd and the 1st string. So you kind of use that one to anchor your hand first and then move these in. Rhythm, again we're going to keep with that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now with this each chord gets 2 beats, so you got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we repeat, so we stay on the G, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we then go to an F. Now if you are playing the bar chord, that's a shame. If you're not comfortable with the bar chords yet, then we can replace this with an F major 7th. That 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so the F is getting 4 beats now and then the D's getting 4 beats as well. So in that part, that middle bit, the looks like nothing's going to change. All chords get 2 beats, 1 and 2 and, with the exception of the F which gets 4 and the D which gets 4 as well. Just focus on the chord changes, just trying to keep that rhythm steady, keeping this arm moving all the time. And next week, as we've said, we might play around with the rhythm a little bit, but if this is played with that 2nd beat and that 4th beat emphasised, it does sound really cool with this rhythm. Enjoy practicing, and we'll go at this again next week. My home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. I had nothing to live for. Looks like nothing gonna come my way. Just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. So Stand By Me, another classic song and kind of fitting for where we should be with our chord changes at the moment. Uses chords where there's not much connection between each chord. There's not a simple manoeuvre as we might see between C and an A minor, for example. Also uses quite a nice technique with this hand. So we'll deal with that first. So if you want to go to an A chord and then just play along with me, we strum down and then you bring this hand onto the strings. So it's strum, mute, and then you change to your next chord. Let me just do that a few times. By all means, play along with me. So that's strum, mute, strum, mute, strum, mute, strum, mute, strum, mute, strum, mute, and then to the F sharp minor. Guys that are feeling good about bar chords, the F sharp minor is here, so it's a bar chord in the 2nd fret, but with the 2nd finger removed. If we're not quite there with the bar chords, bearing in mind we're going to be playing this as an ensemble, so we'll have some people playing that chord. We can get away with just barring the first 3 strings. That chord's actually technically a D major 7, but tonally it's quite similar, so we can get away with it for now. So the chord sequence is A, F sharp minor, and then to D, and then E, and then A. what I'd really like you to do is just listen to the song and listen for the chord changes and kind of feel your way through it instinctually. However, if we're not feeling too confident with doing that, use this video to kind of write down how many times or how many beats we're playing each chord. So starting at the top, so when we've got when the night has come, so we go 4 times with the A chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then F sharp minor 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the D chord, that's twice, and then to the E chord, twice, and then back to the A chord. 2, 3, 4. So we had 4 times on the A chord at the end. So it's just on the D and the E where we're having this playing for 2 beats. That formation reoccurs all the way through the track. There are no additional concerns or parts that we need to focus on for this week. Really, if you can just play that first verse, so from when the night has come to just as long as you stand by me, then I think we're doing pretty well. And in next session we can look at sort of changing that into the chorus and so on. I'm just going to play that one time through that verse so you can play along with me. We'll go after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then F sharp minor. And then D. E. And then A. And then we're repeating, so we stay on the A. F sharp minor. 2 for the D now. 2 for the E. And then back to the A. Hello, so just very quickly, I thought I would play through the 2 extra songs that we ended up looking at yesterday. So that was Beautiful World, Wonderful World. Colin Hay, the Colin Hay one. Louis Armstrong had The Beautiful World. No, Louis Armstrong had A Wonderful World. Colin Hay had A Beautiful World. Get those 2 mixed up. And the other one was Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. So I'm just going to play through the chord progressions for each of them, just so that you've got some frame of reference to work from. So here we go. This is Colin Hay, Beautiful World or Wonderful World, whichever. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that with the exception of the D chord, these 2 fingers are staying in place all the way through. So if you are focusing on this song, the attention really just needs to be on these 2 fingers. It sounds like there's a lot going on, but there's really not. These are doing a bit of dancing around, some lift and shift between the G and the C, and then we have E minor, but those 2 are staying in place all the time. The other one that we looked at was Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. So I'm just going to play through the chord sequence of this. So after 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it really. I'm going to do it one more time, but this time I'm going to count the beats out loud as we go through. So after 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 2, E minor, 4, A minor, 2, 3, 4, A minor, E minor, A minor, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 on D minor, 3, 4, 4, 4 on E minor, 3, 4, A minor, E minor,